Hello and welcome, each and every one of you. With you today is me, Daiga, multilinguistic international coach therapist from DCTcentre, and joining me again is Morganne Rayne, Adept visionary spiritual guide, ceremonialist and artist, and much, much more. Hello, Morganne.
Good morning from the Pacific Northwest.
Good afternoon, late afternoon actually from England. So I think we can start with telling everybody to be taking in clients, and Morganne will remind you what job she does and what clients she taking in. And I'm taking in clients for coaching therapy sessions. And please, if you need support, please contact us. Both of our contact details will be below the video. So, Morganne, let's start. All floor is yours.
Wonderful. Let's begin just by bringing ourselves fully here, and I'm going to do that through a prayer. So I'm going to invite you, and I'm going to invite everyone that's listening and those that are going to be listening later on to a recording of this. I invite you to just come and bring your energy fully present within yourself, and let's invite in a beautiful breath and let it go. And you notice I said, let's invite in a beautiful breath. I didn't say take a breath. I said, invite it in. So invite that in, invite in that breath. Invite in the breath like it's your lost friend that you haven't seen for so long, and you're so excited to see this friend you haven't seen. Take in a breath that way. Invite that breath in. And bring your presence in with that breath. Allowing that breath to anchor you into this present moment. And if you have things going on for this moment, just drop it for just a moment. And indulge yourself in being present with your breath. Let that breath invigorate every cell of your being to make you fully awake and fully alive in this present moment. Another breath in. Knowing that every cell of your body temple is alive and awake and healthy and whole. And in this breathing in and becoming present, I can now join my heart, my mind, my soul, my beingness with divine source creator. And I invite you to do the same. For it is available to us. Creator is always present for us. And so use your own ability and capacity to connect with your source, with your creator, that conceived of you in its own divine mind and breathed you into form, into this body that you live in, what I call the body temple. And in that connection, and it's so easy to arrive there through your heart, I now join in conscious union with the very heart of Source Creator, the unconditional love that Source Creator is. And I allow my heart, my love, to be unconditional in its experiencing our world and myself. Unconditional love. I join my mind to the one divine mind and allow the knowingness, the gnosis that is Source Creator, the all-knowing, to be one with my mind, so that I step into absolute and pure knowing through everything that I think, everything I speak, everything that I am divinely inspired with, I know it comes from divine mind. And joined in this union, I invite in the angelics and the guides of every person present here to be awake and aware with you, to be in open communication with you. And just allow that communication with your guides to be present with you. And so I give thanks for this opportunity to come together this week again with Daiga and everyone that chooses to listen to this word, to this communication that is going to come through today. So grateful for this opportunity to allow Source Creator, the directives of Source Creator, to speak through me easily and effortlessly, so that all who hear may have an understanding of the messages that are received. So grateful for all the guides that have shown themselves here this day to assist each of us in our own transformative work as we move into that higher dimensionality, into a higher consciousness, into a higher knowingness. And so in much love and in much light, I give thanks for this time together, and let this show begin. And so it is. Amen. So before the show, we were talking about, what comes through me are usually things that happen in my ordinary life that spark a bigger understanding. And around that was yesterday, I was unwinding myself from a contract I had with a financial institution. And because what I noticed is in this contract, I'd had this contract with this particular institution for, probably 15 years or so. And what I noticed is that it wasn't working for me and my life anymore. So I could probably go on, and I actually have known this about this particular alliance I've had with this institution. I've known this for a couple of years, yet I chose to really do nothing about it except go, I wish it was better serving me. I wish, like I had all these wishes around it, but I didn't move on anything about it. And this week I decided, I can change this. I have everything I need to change this so that I can be in relationships with people, institutions that better serve me. So I started that process yesterday, and actually was a beautiful process of letting go what didn't work for me so that I could embrace what does. Now, we can look at this in relationships with people too. So have you ever been in a relationship with someone that you're just going, what am I doing? Why am I here? What is this? What is this about? And you know that it's not working for your soul development, your human potential. It's squashing you, right? But you stay in it. And you stay in it and you stay in it. And then the universe at that point usually intercedes and create something in your life that you are at big choice. You can stay in that contract or you can let it go. And a lot of times people just hang on to it. Bad relationships, like me with this financial institution, I knew that I could do way better, and yet I wasn't doing anything about that. So when we began to take a look at what are the contracts we have in our lives with people, with ourselves, we haven't even looked. I mean, like, look at the contract you have with yourself. Do you even know what your contract is with yourself? And that is a question. You might have unwritten contracts with self. You might have, you will have your divine soul contract with yourself. Many people don't even know what that is, right? So I'm going to tell you one little story that happened to me about 20 years ago, where I got that about soul contracts with others. And this happened through a dream that I had. A lot of my insights come through dreams. And it was a dream that I had in the early morning, right before I was going to wake up. And it was a dream of, I had seen myself in this beautiful, beautiful heavenly place filled with light and beautiful heavenly colors. And in the distance, I saw this figure, a light figure, holding something in its hands like this. And I see it, and then it moves it forward, like, come get it, come take this. So I walk toward the figure that's holding this tray, and it's filled with beautiful fruit and otherworldly kind of foods I'd never seen before, all filled with light. And I was reaching to take it, and then I looked into the eyes of the being, and it was my oldest child's father. And I was like shocked, and I recoiled. I went, he was alive. So, I was like, oh, no, because I had bad contract with him, a hard contract with him. Although through that contract with him, I learned a lot about myself, a lot about my capacities. So when I recoiled, so I refused the light and the love and the gifts that were being offered. I recoiled, and the gifts went away. And he became very present with me, and he walked around to my ear, and he said, "Our contract is now over." Dream ended. I woke up, and I'm like, what the heck was that? And I was married at the time, and I talked to my husband about it. He said, well, maybe he passed away. Maybe that's going on. You're just picking up on that. And I go, well, I guess I'll know soon enough if he passed away. Well, didn't hear anything, but exactly a week later, because that was a Saturday morning I had that dream. Exactly 1 week later, there was a phone call that came to our home, and it was my ex's mother to let me know that he had passed away the night before. Now, so I'm trying to noodle the dream, and now this event of her giving me this information. And what I'm hearing is our contract is now over. Our contract is like, that was like running in me. And so I really sat present to it. What was that contract? How did it serve me? And really at that time, it was a contract that needed to be broken, which we had not broken, but we had broken it then. And he was free to go and make his journey in the light world. So I spoke to his brother that afternoon, and his brother said, I need to tell you what happened, because he was with him when he passed away. He said, we were walking in the streets of New Orleans, and we were having this long conversation about you and about your daughter together. And I thought, well, that's interesting. He goes, what I want you to know is that right before he passed away, and I'll tell you how he passed away, he was in deep regret about how he was during that relationship. He was in deep regret about the choices he made. He was in deep regret. So he's like in this unloading and unburdening himself with his brother around this relationship with myself and with our daughter. And as he was in this deep regret, he was not watching where he was going, and he stepped out onto a road and was hit by a truck and died instantly. So now I have that information that when right as he was dying, he was it was almost like he was asking forgiveness. And so his brother said, "Can you forgive him? Can you forgive him?" And I said, "Of course, you know." And so forgiveness is so powerful when you are letting go of contracts or letting go of relationships. Forgiveness is so powerful because we usually let go of those things because they just no longer work, or they might have hurt us or whatever. So there was deep forgiveness work to do in that relationship after he passed away, and the releasing of the contract. So I tell you that story because what I learned in that is that our soul beingness knows before our human self knows, right? So in the dream, his soul self was speaking to me. His higher self was speaking to me. His higher self was offering me the gifts of what that relationship was that I didn't see. And so I was able then to accept the gifts of the relationship and not just the hard parts of that relationship. And I was truly able to forgive himself, and most importantly, forgive myself for my part in that relationship. So these are contracts that we make with each other. And yet there's a higher contract that we make. And it's like our soul contracts that we make with the divine. And so those soul contracts will have these subcontracts with people here on the planet. So we all have that experience of relationships, or with our children, with our spouses, with our family, with our parents, and with our lineage, our ancestral lineage. We'll have contracts with those. So the thing with the contract is that you can rewrite that contract. You can null and void that contract. You can continue that contract. You can enhance that contract and make it something that truly works for you. So as I was thinking about contracts, I made some notes. So we have the creation of contracts, the fulfilling of contracts, the breaking of contracts, completion of contracts, contracts with our source, and contracts with ourselves. So what I want to address is that higher contract, our contract that we have with source. So what I believe is that we chose to come here, and that we were chosen to come here. And we can at any time say, no, I don't want to do that. So we are at choice, but we're also chosen. And it's really interesting. The world that we have all incarnated into is really in an interesting place. We come at this time where we're at what they're calling the ascension, right? And we're all working on our spirituality and getting our chakras lined up and eat the right foods and, you know, stay in the light and be in love. And, you know, that's so awesome. But we came here, we chose to come here because we have the capacity, we have the skills, we have the love, the light to fulfill what we came here to do. And it's going to take all of us to help lift us out of the darkness that, you know, we incarnated into, because there was a lot of darkness here, right? So when we worked with the map of consciousness, we see that darkness at that bottom scale, the shame, the blame, the fear, all of that is in that lower density. What we've been trying to do is release ourselves from that and move more into the light and the love. And what we realize is, and what I realize is, that I made a contract to come and have that experience with that lower density. So rather than fight it, I go, what's my part in it? What am I here to do with this? And so for me, it's about educating people about about those lower densities and how to release yourself from it, because that is the part where we start to feel victimized if we are connected to the fear, the shame, the blame. So what we are in is in a bad contract. So we can make a decision about letting that contract go, rewriting the contract, or making a better deal with ourselves, and looking at life that way through these eyes of what's our own contract. So we have our sacred spiritual contract that we have with the divine, that we said, yep, I can go there. I can do that. I agree. I'll go there and be the love and the light of the world. I'll allow source to work through me and as me. And you do the same thing, Daiga. You know, it's like, you know, you felt this compulsion to start this show to get these messages out into the world, right? And so through this contract, I also want to talk about when we take on our soul contracts. Do you realize that you can be highly compensated for saying yes to your contract? So you're in your contract, and maybe you forgot to negotiate the deal, right? So you say, yes, 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 I'll do this. But also say, yes, 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 I'll do that. And thank you for compensating me for my time, my wisdom, my energy in all ways that are good. So you begin to, that's what's an enhancement of the contract. So I have said yes to you, divine source, and I am so grateful that I'm divinely supplied, for all my needs are cared for. All that I need, all that I require is given to me because I say yes to this contract. So that's an enhancement of the contract, because you know you're gonna continue doing this work, doing Daiga show, right? So it's like
I can't escape from it.
No, you can't. You just can't.
It's not possible. I have inside, nobody told me this, but I have inside feeling, if I leave this show and I leave this movement, what I started, yeah, then really my life will be over. I will be bound to bed, or I will have some accident, very bad accident, which one actually make me stay only by computer and only do these shows, nothing else.
Yep.
Yeah, I really have this all the time in my head. If I give up, that's it. That's game over, really, for me.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. And that's that divine working in you going, no, you said you do this. We are doing this. And when you deviate from that and you decide to contract with the world, so there's times when we give up our neglect. I will say we will neglect our contract with our soul work, with our purpose work, and we'll go, and I've done this before. Oh, I need to go out in the world. I need to go get a better job, or it's like I need to move in that realm to go make it happen. We're missing the whole point of that, because when we go out and start contracting with the world, we become part of the world. And scripture very clearly states to be in the world, but not be of the world. So to be in the world is being in your own, your divine contract, what you came here to do, and moving in the world with that, not going out there and seeking where you can go fit in, or, offer a service or whatever to make sure you eat and have a roof over your head. That's going about it in a very convoluted way, where we are promised to be cared for. We are promised the gifts of heaven, but we have to reach out. Like in the dream, all I needed to do was reach out and take it, right? And even though the fruits and the beauty of heaven were right there being offered to me through this old relationship, I I came back, no, I can't do that because of those wounds that weren't healed and all of that. So when we have and that's part of the contract, by the way, when you are in relationship or in contract with someone and you're getting wounded a lot and things are really, you look at it, how much of this is over now? Is this mine? Right? Have I fulfilled this contract? So there's the creation, then there's the fulfilling. Did you fulfill the contract? Did you heal those aspects of self that were coming up during that? So everybody in our life may trigger an unhealed thing. So the contract at that point is, oh, when this person did this or said this, this is how I felt. So you look at what are you feeling? What's the wound inside of you that is wanting to be healed? And at that point, you can even offer gratitude for that one or that situation that brought it forward, because really our contract was to heal the denseness, to heal the wounds, to heal the shame, to heal the blame, to heal all of that stuff. So when the contract's over, you know that because you can go, oh, I'm done with that. I'm not being triggered by that anymore. I'm not feeling that anymore. So you can, like in the dream, just say, our contract is now over. But make sure that you fulfilled whatever the part that you had in it. So those are contracts that we have now. The contract with Source. That's the one that what you're talking about. If you don't do it, sure enough, elements and things in your world will force you to do what you said you came here to do. So we can call it the big stick method, the Mack truck method, the train method, right? We get hit by something that just knocks us out of the world and forces us to come back and reevaluate who we are and what we are. But we don't need those big catastrophic events to move us or shift us. We can do it consciously, but I noticed that humans seem to like the drama of the catastrophe.
I don't know about all humans and dramas of catastrophe, but I know I myself was resistant to my calling, for I was going to my calling. Yes, I done for 10 years. I've been in training and I was moving forwards to calling, yeah, but I didn't make this leap of faith till that moment when universe literally kicked me out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had 4 years ago, I had fall, which one kicked me out of my 3D job for about 2 months.
Mm-hmm.
But I put all my energy into it and I was back to my 3D job. And I didn't concentrate only on my calling. And then over that time, from last 4 years, I had so many falls, smaller, bigger. But last one in November, when I really start listening, okay, and I hear literally in my head, if I'm not doing this, then I will have something like much bigger. I probably will kill myself or nearly kill myself. Yet I will be bound to bed and not be able to do anything else apart from doing those shows and doing what I'm doing now.
Yeah.
So I have this in my head. Nobody tell me, but I have this knowing in me. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I moved this way. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
So knowing that, what do you believe your sacred contract is with Creator?
I think I figured it out now that my contract is to help humanity move through this ascension and help them rebuild their lives and give them support and give them, like with my shows, I'm trying not only share my knowledge, but I'm bringing in so many people every week, yeah, to help me share knowledge to make humanity's way and way of living make easy this transformation time and
Yeah.
move into golden age of light, yeah, because I have humanitarian project I'm working on and I'm waiting for funding to be coming in, so I have huge humanitarian project, yeah. So I think it's all like very first phase of moving to actually building healing center, what I'm doing, yeah.
Mhm,
So
mhm.
it's like first step.
First step, right? And this show is like a platform for you for that step, right? It's your leaping off point, and you can keep coming back to it because it's a foundation that's good and solid and built on love and the desire for healing for humanity and the desire for humanity to come into expression of as who they are. So this platform of this show is a beautiful landing point where wherever you leap off from, it's going to come with that consciousness of what you have built right here, right? All that
Yeah.
energy, all that love. And when we move into, you talk about the leap of faith, right? Taking the leap of faith to move into expression from love and light, as love and light, with love and light. That does take, because we're not taught that in our world. We who are these light workers, these starseed beings that have all come here at this time, we have all that encoded in us because you remember, that's your contract that you said, I can do this and this is the way I'm going to do it. And then in your contract and say, thank you for, I know I am supported in my fulfillment of my contract. And I thank you for supplying and supporting me in all the worldly things that I need to do to live a happy, prosperous, good life. So you begin to enhance your contract with the divine. And that's what that contract's for. Okay. So, I'd like to do a little meditation for helping others who may not know what their contract is. And it may help you too, Daiga, in enhancing your contract, because there's
I
that.
think I need enhancement of contract, most definitely. And thank you very much. We have a viewer who sent nice words to me. You are amazing, Daiga. Thank you, Mark. Thank you for following me. I already know you from couple shows before, so thank you.
Wonderful. And welcome to everyone who's here. Okay, so we're going to do a little meditation. So one of the most sacred contracts is via the Ark of the Covenant. Now, no, that's going into like old biblical stuff. I grew up in a Bible church as I was growing up as a Southern Baptist, so I got a lot of Bible in me and a lot of and a lot of sacred scriptures, because there are a lot of sacred scriptures in the Bible. You got to noodle it out, but so the Ark of the Covenant was like this treasured piece that held sacred and divine information. That Ark of the Covenant could kill somebody too, and that can happen too with wisdom and light and love if you don't know how to use that and wield that. So the Ark of the Covenant came up for me in part of what we're going to do for the meditation. So that's just kind of a preface as to where we're going to go. So let's go back to closing your eyes, inviting in the breath, And letting it go. Allowing your body to become present. Take another breath in, inviting it in. And bring all of your mind here, your thinking, your knowing self. Allow that to become present. And another breath, bring in your heart self, your connection to unconditional love. Take a breath in. Open up your heart. And let that breath go. On the next breath, we invite in our soul self, all complete, all fragments of soul that have fragmented off. We invite all of our soul self to come be present with us now. Deep breath in, invite your soul self in. And as we have called in our mind, our body, our heart, our soul, just breathe into that connection. Just breathe into being present with your mind, your body, your heart, your soul. And at this time, I am seeing ancestors that are gathering around. So we invite in the ancestors that can be healed from this meditation or are offering wisdom and guidance in this meditation. So take a breath and invite in your ancestors that are relevant to you. You also invite in each and every guide of each being here, our highest guidance, that which some call the angel on your shoulder, your higher guidance, that aspect of you that knows that it knows, that aspect of you that guides you into fulfillment of your word, your contract, in very good and lovely ways too. They guide you. And just breathe in and just realize you're being supported here as you become awake and aware, mind, body, heart, and soul. Perhaps your ancestors from where you come from gathered, your higher self present within you. And now connect your heart with the very heart of Creator. You can imagine it. You can just speak the words, I now connect with the very heart of Source Creator that loved me so much. I was such a great divine idea that I was breathed into this form called me for a divine and holy purpose. And breathe that in. The awareness that I was created for divine and holy purpose. Also bring in the awareness that you were chosen. I was chosen to come And yet, as there is free will, I can choose or not choose. But because I am here, I must have chosen to come into this form, into this body, into my life experiences, into the family of origin that I incarnated into, in the ancestry of origin that I incarnated into, and into a world that I incarnated into. Take a breath into that. And in this being chosen and in choosing, it is so good to know what we have chosen to do, what we have chosen to be, what we have been chosen to heal, what we have been chosen to create. And maybe you know what you've been chosen to do. Maybe you know some of what you are chosen to do and be. And maybe you've forgotten. It's all okay. Where you are right now is absolutely perfect. For some are waking up, some have been awake for a long time, and some are sleepily starting to rub the consciousness of the density away from their eyes and their heart and their being. And in this place, I'd like for you to imagine that you're out in the desert, just sand, the warmth of the sun. And in the distance, you see a tent, a beautiful white tent. And it appears to not just be white, but it's glowing white. And I invite you to make your way toward that tent. And it could be you're walking towards it because you know what's inside, or maybe you're curious. Either way, allow yourself to come to the tent. And the tent doors are open. And you can look inside. And there, sitting on a beautiful stand, is a beautiful box that's ornate and gold. And at either end are angels that guard this box, because what is inside is a treasure. And so look at this box. This is your personal ark of a covenant. This is your covenant. This is your ark. And within this ark, within this box, is your sacred covenant. It is the covenant that you said yes to come here, to be here on this planet at this time. And as you just look at the box and you know that sacred covenant, notice that the angels together begin to levitate the lid of the box or the ark, and that the lid begins to just levitate, rising up to reveal what is inside of the covenant box, inside of this ark. Allow yourself either through, I'm so excited, I can't wait to see it, or I'm just curious, whatever leads you over there, move over to the box and look inside and notice a beautiful scroll. And you know this is your contract. You agreed to this. You agreed to this with the Creator. And at this time, we're not going to read the entire contract. You can do that at your leisure. But allow in the unfolding, take it out and unfold it, and allow one word to come into your consciousness as you unfold that, or one statement. And just take a moment to do that. And as you read the word or the statement, just breathe. This word, this statement is your purpose. Your purpose for this moment, your purpose for this day, your purpose for this lifetime. Allow that word to just glow and lift off of the page. And reconnect with the energy of this word or this statement. Let your heart connect to it. Breathe in the energy of this word. And imagine that the energy of this word is in the very air that you're breathing. So you're breathing in the energy of this word on your sacred covenant with the divine. And let that energy of that word fill your body and inform every cell, muscle fiber of your being, of the energy of this word. Let it settle into the bones of your being. Let the energy of this word fill your heart, and breathe into the expansiveness of this word into your heart. Realize that your soul is fully on board with the consciousness of this word. Realize your mind is filled now with the thoughts of this word. And in the thinking and in the experiencing of this word, allow yourself to conceive of one thing you can do in your day today to bring this awareness, this consciousness of your sacred word into fruition. What is one thing you can do? And in that one thing that you can do, just let your whole beingness know, I can do that. I can be that. You're coming into alignment with your sacred word. Are you choosing to come into alignment with your sacred word? Now go back to the scroll and gently fold it back up again. And just kind of hold it for a moment. This is your sacred contract with the divine. And in that sacred contract, as you're holding this, be grateful for what was received today. Your sacred word. Your purpose for being. And just hold that contract, that covenant that you have with the divine. And as you're holding that, give thanks for the opportunity to have been chosen to be the awareness and the consciousness of what was given to you. And give thanks that your actions, your to-doingness is divinely compensated. That all of your needs, all that you need and require to live as a human with this sacred contract is supplied. Whatever you need. Home, food, car, connections, money, anything. For it's all God. It's all from the Creator. It's all for, and this is part of the contract, accepting to be supplied and supported and loved because you said yes. And so just give thanks for that supply that is now opened up and coming your way, and Source Creator saying, yes, I get to supply and support this one who says yes. And then lay your covenant back into the box, watching the lid now come down from its levitation and settling in on the top of the box. It's safe. It's sealed. The box is glowing with the very light of the divine. The angels that are on either side of you are looking at you in just amazement at your beingness. And now turn and walk away from the tent. This tent's always there. The ark is always there. The covenant is always there. But for this moment now, as we are charged mind, body, heart, and soul with our beautiful purpose word and our action step to move that into reality, into the world we live in. We move back into our body with our breath, letting the sands in the tent, the ark, just move into the realm in which they live in. And we come back here with our breath, with our word, within our beingness, within our heart, within our mind. And with our action step, take a breath in. Let the breath go. Anchor it in. And now move to your solar plexus chakra, which is just right below your heart. The seat of your will. This is where we make our choice. Divine will, divine choice. And commit your day from this place, from your sacred solar will. I choose. I choose to serve my divine contract. I choose to fulfill my covenant with the divine. I choose. And then breathe in your choice, thanking yourself and your higher guidance. Letting it all settle into your body. And come back present with me. Eyes open, heart open, mind open, beingness open.
Wow. That was great. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
You're so welcome. Did you want to share what you received?
Yes, I can say share because it wasn't surprise for me. I received four words really: love, light, abundance, and wisdom. And when you went far about I'm choosing to doing or there be something about uh, getting step in doing what we choose to do, yeah. At that point I get complete confirmation you already doing it. Yeah, I don't have to start doing it, you already doing it. Yeah.
Keep on going.
Yeah, keep going. Another kick in the backside. Keep going.
Right? Yeah. And my word, because I also am participating as I'm in the guidance of it, my word that just leapt off the page was unconditional love. I'm doing that. I'm being that. But it's a confirmation. Again, it's a confirmation of what you already know. So, and what's the to do, right? What's the action I do? It's go out and be this unconditionally love everyone. Everyone. That doesn't mean some people that agree with what you agree with. That means unconditionally love everyone. And so that can be tricky, but that's my covenant with Source, is to love no matter what, unconditionally.
Wonderful. That's wonderful.
So I
I,
just open it up if anybody has questions or.
is there any questions? We have one person listening to our. If there is any questions, please, it's the time to ask questions. Nothing is coming, but thank you very much, Morganne, for coming. Thank you for this very, very powerful two meditations. It was really powerful, and I think many people who will be watching later can go back and listen again and again, because everybody we need. I know for myself, I know I'm doing right thing, but it's very great when you can check in and actually get this affirmation. Yes, you are doing what you're supposed to do. You are on right track. You know what you need to do. And this is really great.
Yes, and to know that you're being supported in what you need to do, fully
Yeah,
supported in all the ways that matter to you.
yeah, that's really great. Thank you very much, Morganne, for coming in. Our next video, Morganne agreed to come in with another messages and supports for all our viewers next week, and that will be on the 12th of May. again 5 p.m. GMT time. So we will see each other again next week on the 12th of May, 5 o'clock GMT time. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you for watching my shows. Please like, share and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thank you and God bless.